My name is Fred Sultani. Most of you knows me as the Straight Edge Reviews owner, promoter, unboxer, and reviewer. However, there are those of you who knows me in the Mortal Kombat Online community as the longtime fan and Mortal Kombat collector known as Fraysol. These are my Mortal Kombat collector videos. Please like, subscribe, and share, and also hit that notification button to know when the next video drops. Thanks. Hey everyone, so my name is Fred Toltani, or better known as in the Mortal Kombat Online community as Fraysol. I'm a longtime collector, fan of the Mortal Kombat series, and this first video is going to be essentially just an introduction to myself and kind of a background of why I got into Mortal Kombat and what does it mean to me to be a collector, in other words. And then eventually in other videos, I'm calling them episodes, we'll be going through my collection that I have. As you can see kind of behind me, this is technically called my Kombat cave. I moved into this house that I lived in for now almost 2 years come November, and kind of have my place to have my own combat items to be spread about, along with other stuff too. But so without further ado, more about me and my background. Since day one when Mortal Kombat was first released on the arcades, and if you guys hear thunder, it's raining outside, telling people that, hey, Mortal Kombat 11's coming out next week. Anyways, back to my story. When the first arcade came out, I heard about the game through friends at school and everything. I didn't think too much of it. I was raised up on Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Genesis, all those game systems, and didn't really know too much about video games except for the original Mario Brothers, Duck Hunt, the original Street Fighter. So I knew about those games, and then I came across Mortal Kombat, and when I first started playing Mortal Kombat, I was impressed with the 7 characters that you got to select, from Johnny Cage to Sonya to Raiden to Liu Kang to Scorpion and Sub-Zero. They reminiscent about when I first saw that screen, and I didn't know who was what, but at that time I thought was pretty cool was ninjas. And so that's what one of the things that I love about Mortal Kombat is the love of the ninjas in the game, and how much the ninjas have grown in the series and everything. Yes, Scorpion and Sub-Zero are my main big ninjas that I like, only because they've been their flagship, in other words. And so but when I first started playing the game on MK1 in the arcades, it essentially was Liu Kang was my first character that I always played as. And then eventually MK2, Liu Kang again, easy to pick up too. And then eventually the other games that came out after MK3, MK4, Ultimate MK, all those that I was lucky enough to get to play in the arcade. Parents took me to Aladdin's Castle, Cool Crest here in Kansas City. I remember going there always to play MK2, MK3. I remember going to it was a very small arcade shop that is in Independence, but it's not there now. It's a payday loan place. So they got to play MK3 because I was looking around on the what was then the internet, dial-up internet, and found, places I can play MK3 when it was released in arcades. So, but essentially, the reason why I love the Mortal Kombat franchise is the very intriguing story that it has. Each character has a background, um, but any other fighting game, they do have that, but a very good story. But I always seem to get connected with the Mortal Kombat story. Not just because of the wow factor of the fatalities and whatever else elities that it brought, but it was more of, it was just that story, that it was very thought through. It was, it was, it was based off of a lot of, other items, in other words, in the media, like Terminator, and, the characters were themed off of, and, then eventually, hearing the success of Mortal Kombat, and then the movies and everything was just a big wow factor for me. And ever since, I've just always been a fan. Ever since then, I always wanted to, at that time, I didn't know what collecting was. So there was very few items that I had. I wasn't going out to stores buying things left and right, and of course I was only, in my late teens, knowing about the stuff, so I obviously didn't really have the income to go out and buy things like I do now. So being a collector kind of establishes for me that I'm collecting things that I love, since I was a teen growing up, for now over 20 years, over 20 plus years. And it's kind of my pride and joy, and I cannot wait to share with my kin, in other words, my daughter, all about what Mortal Kombat is, not just because of the blood and all that fatalities or whatever, but the intriguing characters, the intriguing stories, the story that is behind Mortal Kombat, and yes, the story about the Thunder God Raiden. You guys can hear that thunder outside or not, but so overall, that's why I'm a big fan, a collector. And yes, right now my heart's racing right now, because I want to talk so much, but I do want to keep these videos at a good pace so people can watch these videos and enjoy them, and kind of get where I'm coming from as being a collector, in other words. So I'll try to skim around here a little bit, and you can see what I have kind of set up around here. The statues and the other stuff that I have from collecting over the last couple years. The signed poster here I won back in the when the MK9 or the MK reboot game came out. So so overall, I just it's a full circle to be a collector again. Now that there's a new game coming out next week, I very eagerly to play that. I've got it pre-ordered, the collector's edition. I have the premium edition, so I can get all the DLC and everything. And I look forward to playing it, and look forward to the story and what's the outcome and how it's gonna turn out and everything, and doing the hardest, the darnest to stay away from the internet and try to watch the spoilers of people getting it early. And that's not gonna ever change, unfortunately, unless they do something to, we all go digital one day. But until then, that's not gonna happen. So, but make sure you like this video. Yes, Raiden, I will tell people to subscribe to this channel as well, for upcoming videos. Hit the comment below on what you think about the video. What does it mean to you to be if you're an MK fan, if you're a collector, what are some of your prize items or so. And future videos, I'm sorry, I'm gibberish here because of my heart's racing a little bit here to want to talk more and more, but unfortunately, I want to keep this short. But tell me about you. I mean, about what does it mean to be an MK fan? About an MK collector? Comment below, um, and maybe something I'll think about, some contests or something like that coming up. I don't know. But I do have a lot of good friends. My friends like Tabok99, Justin. I'm working voluntarily on this Mortal Kombat Encyclopedia, which is a great honor to me to be a part of that as one of the reviewers, editors on that. So that's something I'm looking forward to seeing the day of light, in other words. So I'll post a link to the Twitter page that you can find out more information about the encyclopedia. And from there, I'll end this video. But a quick shout out to Prince Arcade. He sent me this shirt a while back, and I haven't been so busy with school and everything, and finally back in January, and yes, it's April, that I finally got done with things and finally got together to put this video together, or to wear this and post that I actually got this and help promote his business, Prince Arcade. So check him out on Facebook, Prince Arcade. They have an awesome, he's an awesome arcadist, if that's even a word. But he's awesome. He's a good friend. He knows his arcades, so if you have an arcade and are interested in getting into being a arcade collector, which is someday I would wish to have a room to have that, in other words, but unfortunately my current house that I bought does not allow me to have that yet until we do some electrical work to change that. But so hit him up, Prince Arcade. Of course, my friends over at Galloping Ghost, another awesome arcade shop, in other words, in Chicago. They're both found on Facebook. You can look them up. Prince Arcade, Galloping Ghost, shout out to them. Good history of MK knowledge is my good friend Justin, Tabok99 on YouTube. But without further ado, guys, I'll end this. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'll try to, get more videos out. I'm trying to do these weekly. With Easter coming up this weekend, I'll try to get another video recorded with a short show of some items that I have, and then eventually, hopefully, next week we'll all get to enjoy MK11. All right, guys. Until next time, keep gaming, keep watching those movies. By the way, I'm also a part of another group called Straight Edge Reviews, which is on Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff, so you can look for that. We do movie and game reviews and promotions as well. But as a collector, these are my episodic videos that I'm going to be doing as a collector, and hopefully will catch on and get other collectors to hopefully will get some way to get them involved as well too. From my friends who lives in Malta, from Europe, Germany, all around the United States. There's a lot of MK collecting groups that I'm a part of, and here in Kansas City, I think I would like to meet more people who's MK fans, and so there's a release party coming up. So make sure, if you are on in Kansas City, look up Tapcade. But if you're not around Kansas City, obviously it doesn't make too much of a difference. But so I'll end this video now. I see that I'm a little over than the time that I'm going to talk about. But anyways, you guys take care, and until the next episode.